Alright, I'm making a tutorial video to show you how to change out your garbage disposal under your sink. I've already removed the old one. You have your old InSinkErator, one of those loud old ones. She stopped working, so we're going to replace her with one of the newer Evolution series. These give you the anti-vibration mounts. They're less noisy as these old ones, and on the box it tells you you can grind up a lot more things without having issues. To note, you'll probably want to pick up an extra power cord if you come with this, because a power cord won't come in the box. You can use the one on your old one. I'm just going to go ahead and change her out because I don't know if this one works or not, and it's only a $10 pickup from your local Home Depot. My work area, I always put a little blanket down or something so I'm not sitting right on the floor and hurting my old back. All right, you can follow these steps that they provide you with. I really don't like to. I already know how to do it, and I don't think these give you enough details if you're a beginner. All right, in the box you're going to get this flange. It's already on the mount. What you want to do is get a flathead screwdriver. You want to loosen these mounts right here. That way you'll have access to the snap ring. The snap ring is what holds everything in place. All right. I've already did a little loosening before the video came on. This is your snap ring right there. You see that? That's your snap ring. We're just going to use this flathead and place her to the side. Maybe you can still see. Now that this snap ring is taken off, you can now remove those components that were attached to this flange, okay? You just grab them, you can take them right off. As what we want access to is just this flange right here. That's what we're gonna do now, is take some of this plumber's putty, and I always recommend getting your stain-free plumber's putty. That way you can use it on any project that you're doing. But essentially, the plumber's putty is going to act like your gasket. It's going to keep the water from leaking where you put this part right on your sink. Now, I'm going to have to put the phone down as I'm getting my putty, but what we want to do is just take some. We're going to rub it to warm it up, and we're going to place it along the edge of this flange. That way, when we place it in the sink, we'll press it down, and I'm going to show you when I press it down. We're making a good seal along the sink, and no water can get through. And I'm going to show you that here in a second. Okay, I have my putty on my flange. We're going to place it right there in the sink. Something I didn't cover that I thought about when I placed this on. Someone is probably thinking, well, how much putty should you put on there? I say about the size of your small finger. If you have small hands, you might want to go a little more, but we're going to place that right in the sink, and we're going to press down. When you press down, you'll see that it comes along the side, the putty, you'll start seeing it, but that's okay, because like I said, this is going to serve as your gasket, and you don't want water to be able to get in these little portions right here and leak below there. Okay, so make sure you press real firmly, and remember, it's okay if you start seeing it right here, because we're going to clean everything up when we're finished. Okay, now that we have that on, it's time to come back over to the parts that we took off earlier. Okay, we're going to install this now. The first thing I recommend is you have somebody pushing down on this while you're installing these components, because remember, you're going to be pushing up trying to put this snap ring on, and if you don't have somebody putting force on this, it's going to pop it right back up. You could place a weight, put a towel, place a weight right there, put a napkin, a towel, and place your disposal, the old disposal right there to hold it in place. But I think a person pushing down works the best. I'm going to use my wife. She's asleep right now. Let's see if she'll help out. Amy! Looks like my old Yale didn't work, so I'm gonna shake her a little bit. Once I get her, I'll resume the video. Okay, I shook Amy real good, so she should be on her way. But the way that we're gonna place these is as so. We're gonna take this, we're gonna place it down first. We'll then take this, put it right here, and then we're gonna have this right here. And we're gonna make sure that where you see these screws, it lines up right with that portion, because we're gonna have to connect all of these and we're gonna be screwing them in, okay? All right, I hear Amy walking now, so we can start installing this. All right, remember I was telling you how we're gonna put this on. There you have that piece, followed by that one, and this one right here. Let me try to place the phone down so you can see what I'm gonna do. But essentially what we're gonna do is we're gonna screw these up. We're gonna tighten up all three of those. And we're gonna snap the snap ring back in this little groove right here. And remember, the snap ring is gonna keep this from being able to just fall off like that. All right, so remember, we're gonna place this on, make sure these screws are in those little ridges right there. We're gonna tighten these up, and we're gonna place the snap ring in place, all right? I'm placing the phone down. I don't know if you're able to see, but I put my snap ring in place so everything's on. I'm just gonna hand tighten these first. Hand tighten those up real good. And then I'm gonna tighten these up with the screwdriver. You want these as tight as possible because it's what's going to seal this part up. You know, it pushes this up against your sink, and it gives you a real good seal. My memory had served me incorrect. I was dealing with one of these a while back that had a real shitty snap ring, and every time I would tighten it, it would pop off. That's why I wasn't wanting to make that same mistake. But actually, you want to tighten these up as good as possible. Get your flathead, tighten these up real good, and now you're good to actually install this bad boy on that mounting bracket once you tighten this all the way up. And just so you're not confused, it's not going to be this actual part that's going to be on the snap ring. This part you'll still see hanging like that. This is the piece that catches onto that snap ring, and when you rotate it, it moves it up along this, which allows it to lock firmly in place right there. But remember, you want these as tight as possible, so this will be nice flush. You know what I mean? You got a real nice tight, you know, good firm finish there, and then you can put this on there. The bracket, these are extended all the way. They've been tightened up all the way. We're gonna take this piece, we're gonna slide it right there in that little groove. Now, one thing about mine, the new pipe that they gave me, it's gonna be just a little bit too long to fit on there. So I'm gonna have to take my saw and cut her maybe 2 inches so she'll fit inside there. Another thing, my old slip joints, as you see, the washer that was on it was broken. You know, it broke off. So you may have to buy you some new slip joints as well. I actually like the washers that come with these slip joints a lot more. You see how it fills the entire joint, and these don't. So they're prone to leak just a little bit more than these do right here. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take my saw. I'm gonna have to make the appropriate cuts so this will fit on. Cause look, if you just try to do it right now, it's just too long. It won't go. So I'm gonna make my cuts to this end right here. I'll make my cuts, and I'm gonna use my new slip joints as well. All right. You have probably never made cuts to a pipe, but you can take one of these, and these are really inexpensive. I think this one was like $3 at Home Depot, and you just manually saw at your tubing there to the appropriate length. Like I said, I'm gonna need about 2 inches, so I'm gonna cut her about right there, and then just place her under the sink, okay? My required cuts. That's how much I had to remove from this pipe right here. Now it's just simple as putting it in here and connecting this piece right there. And we'll be pretty much done. We'll just have to connect the power cord. Let's see if my cuts were accurate. So I like to measure before I make my cuts. And yeah, they were. One thing I don't want to forget, that Evolution, it comes with this right here to keep it in place. So let's put that on. And it's just as simple as squeezing, putting it on there. Perfect. Now let's get this on. Here I'll have to squeeze at the same time I'm putting this on, but essentially you can see what I'm gonna do to secure that in place. All right, I have everything in place. I had to cut the video because I needed to use vice grips to press on this enough to open it up to slide on top of here. That way this keeps this in place. You don't get any leak right there. We've tightened up our new slip nut. And I plugged her in over here. Now it's time to see if she works, all right? And she's on. You hear how quiet it is? Perfect. Confirm that it actually works. We can go back and start cleaning up that plumber's putty that we used. All the overflow, we can just take it and just peel it right up. See that? Just peel it right up. Again, this is how everything looks. And what I do, I put this little bucket right here. I just throw waste in it while I'm doing my upgrades. And that way, if there's any water or anything, this bucket can catch that water and it's not all over your hardwood there, okay? Perfect. Well, I just showed you how to install a new disposal.